Now let's go ahead and add some materials from our SketchUp Paint Bucket tool. And I'm going to go ahead and close our layers here, and we're just going to use our standard materials that come with SketchUp. I believe SketchUp Make and SketchUp Pro both should have the same selection of materials. Now we will get into adding your own materials and customizing materials in the next lesson, but for now we will just keep it simple, and let's just deal with materials and colors that we have in SketchUp right now. So now let's address our terrain here. Let's add some vegetation. Go ahead and click on that, and let's do vegetation grass artificial, and let's go ahead and click on that. And what I want to do is edit this. I think it's a little bit too small. I think if we change the scale of it, it kind of looks a little bit more realistic. And let's darken it up a little bit. Maybe brighten the green up and darken it. Okay, now let's go to stone, and let's see if we could apply a stone material to our walls. Let's go ahead and select our surface for our garage wall here, and that one's a little bit too rubble looking, so let's try something. Let's try this stone sandstone, and that's a little better. And what I want to do is I want to lighten this up a little bit, or let's make it a little bit less orange looking, and let's see if we can lighten it up just slightly, and that looks a little better there. Now let's select this piece here, and let's select this right here, and we'll go ahead and carry this over on this side of the wall. And now let's add a cladding to this. Let's go to brick and cladding, and let's do this clad siding white, and let's edit this. Let's change the spacing of it. It looks kind of wide. Let's go to 2 feet, and that looks okay. Let's darken it up now. I'm gonna go pretty dark with this, and maybe try this a little bit darker. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this around here, and see there we need a division here if we're going to do that correctly. There we go. And let's add that same material there, and let's add it here and here as well. And let's continue on around here with let's add some more stone to our patio area. And I can select all these surfaces at one time by just going like that, and it should apply it to all of them. Got to be careful you don't grab things you didn't intend to grab. And before I do that, I'm going to apply a color. Let's do color 008, and actually let's go a little lighter. Let's go 007 on that. Okay, And I'm going to apply this stone material to there. And I want to go ahead and, well, actually no, before I do that, I want to address my ceiling. Let's give it a wood ceiling. So let's go to wood, and let's try just something a little subtle. There we go. And then I will apply to the group in general this black 007 layer. Let's go ahead and address our roofs the same way. Let's put this wood on there, on each one of these. And we'll probably delete some of these extra lines here. Okay, now let's apply this same color over there. And let's see, let's go ahead and hit some of these areas we missed. All right, let's add that color there. Now these columns we can make these wood or just painted black, or give that steel look to them. Just go ahead and apply that there. Okay, now let's address our street here. Actually, before I do that, let me add some green to our planters. And I'm going to add another color to my trim. I'm just going to modify one of these colors. So that's a bit bold there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edit, and I want to match a color on my screen. So let's match a color that's on our model, and that will be fine. Kind of blends in with our wall there. I'm just trying to match and fix some areas that I missed here. And let's use that same color for our roof on our windows. And I just selected the whole group there. I didn't mean to do that. And here we go. Let's just select our windows and apply that same color to it. Let's just go around our model and change the color of our windows. And my door, I could do that completely black, but probably we'll try something else with that. And let's take a look. I'm going to apply some stone to this planter here. And let's drag this up. And I also want to apply that dark window trim material here. I just want to match the color that I had on there. If it'll let me select it, there it goes. And let's just select these layers here. This was not a group, so I have to select each face. Oops. Okay. And let's apply some concrete material to our drive. Let's go to asphalt and concrete, and let's select concrete aggregate smoke. And it's pretty dark, but we can adjust that. And I could select all of these since I had it in a group, but I don't want to select all of that right there. So actually I'm going to, let's just use this selection tool method, and there we go. Okay. A couple things we could do here to adjust the color. I could lighten it up. I could change the scale of it as well. Just if I want to see the texture a little bit more. So I'm gonna leave it at 3 foot. Seems about good. And for our street, we'll go with asphalt. So we'll do the asphalt new, and let's change the scale of this. Let's try 6 feet, see what it looks like. Okay, not too bad. And let's apply a wood material to our fence. Let's go to wood. And again, we'll use this wood floor, and it's not too bad. And there really are some great resources for some really nice textures. SketchUp, the basic textures that it comes with are not too bad, or materials that it comes with, they're not too bad. You know, you have to play with them a little bit, get them how you want, but there really is some great resources for some high quality materials, and that will really make your model look great. You know, I kind of want to say your model's as good as your materials, but not necessarily true, but materials do make a big difference. So let's go ahead and use this wood cherry color, and I'm going to apply that here, and I'm going to modify that color a little bit. And let's change the scale. I'm going to go with a lower scale. It's at 6 feet right now. Let's try 2 feet. And it's still a little large. How about 12? Yeah, just kind of keep that. Don't really want to notice that texture too much there. And forgot a couple windows here. And my garage door. And actually I want to apply color to my window panes here. So I want to apply a translucent material to my garage door, but I don't want it to be completely see-through. So what I'm going to do is give it, I'm making a different translucent material for my window. I'm going to edit the color, make it really light, and just change the opacity of it so that you can barely see through it. And let's see what that looks like. That's a little better. Let's maybe go. And then let's apply this same color to the framework of this door. There we go. And let's apply that same wood that we used for our detail right here. And now for that trim, let's just use black. And let's apply that concrete color over here. And let's apply some of that concrete aggregate color over here. Now there is a lot of different types of textures we can place on here. I'm just trying to keep it simple for right now, just showing you how to apply textures. And let's add one more over here to our cabinets. And let's just match that concrete color there for our top. Now I can also go to my model, my materials in my model, and I can select ones that I've already used and apply them in my model. Right. I'm going to drag this fireplace down. Okay, and we can download materials from the internet that we can import into our model. We don't have to just use the ones that SketchUp comes with, and we will go over that in the next lesson. So for this lesson, we still have to bring in some landscaping, and I'll show you how to manipulate the sunlight and shadows.